Well, hey there, my friends, and welcome to my channel, Ink and Whimsy. I'm so glad we're getting to spend a little bit of time together. I'm Laura Daniels, and we're going to have some fun today creating a double page layout using the Hip Kit Club collection called Summer Sizzle. I do not know what month this came out in, and I don't even know if it's still available. However, everything in it just screams happy, fun summertime. This is the alpha set that comes with the kit, and look at this beautiful cobalt blue. I love it. And we're going to be using one die today from Stampin' Up. It's called the Spotlight on Nature dies. And we're just going to use one of the circles in white to create a grounding place for one of our ephemera um, clusters. And these are the colors we're using today. Look at this beautiful cobalt blue. So this is the cardstock we're going to be using. And what you're going to see me doing is putting together page B, because I've already assembled page A with the title. And it's all about my granddaughter at the beach. And she was 5 going on 6 at the time. And we're also going to be using this page right here where it's a photo mat. I've already put it together. All right. Here are some of the pieces of ephemera we're going to be using. Look at this one right here. Oh my gosh, I just love the bright colors. I've already written up my journaling. You can see I did it in a shade of blue that was close to the colors in the cardstock. And then we have these fun pieces of ephemera. I love the palm trees. I've added circles. So if I have circles in one cluster, I make sure I have circles in the other cluster. If I have green in one of the ephemera clusters, I make sure I have green in the others. And here is the circle that's die cut out. Here's some stickers. We have this cute little beach house right here that we're going to be using and a tag. So we're going to have fun putting this all together. I'm going to set these aside. Excuse me. My throat is a little scratchy. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for you to see how this comes together. So we're going to move all of this right here and we're going to get started. So I've already chosen a piece of white cardstock and I attached it to the board with glue dots. This is an old board from close to my heart. I love it because it has all the measurements along the side. Now the first piece we're going to put down is this piece with the flowers. I had already cut, this was a full piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. And whenever it has diagonals or lines in it, I always cut 3 or 4 strips off of it because it makes the neatest borders and additions to a layout. And with this, with the cobalt blue, I just think it looks wonderful. So we're going to put this right here. And then we're going to take this piece, and I need to put it under there. Oh, let's not attach this down all the way. And I had already torn this. I'm just kind of roughing it up a bit. And with the piece that I tore off, I'm using that on the second strip over here. Doesn't that just give that a lot of dimension right there? So we're going to add some roller tape along this. This was a really neat backside. It was a framed and you had all the leaves and it was pretty, but you got to make a choice. Oh my gosh. We're going to put this. It's kind of hard to measure it straight. I guess what I could do is just do right here. Make sure that end is both on the halfway mark. There we go. So even though this may look a little off, it's because of the tear. Because that's at the half. Okay, let's start over. And we're actually going to put it on that one right there. That's where I want it. See, I should have done this one first to begin with. But hello, that's why we use tape. That gives us some wiggle room, right? All right, now this is the strip I was talking about. This is a branding strip from one of the 12 by 12 pieces of cardstock. This is another 1/2 inch cut that I made in this 12 by 12 large piece of cardstock. And this is the piece I ripped off of here. And I'm just going to put it right there. And look how pretty that looks together. I love what we can create when we just get imaginative with our pieces of cardstock. All right, so we're going to put this right here. Move it over. Goodness. Start at the bottom, I think it'll make things easier. All right, there we go. All right, so now we're going to lay down the two photos, and I love these of Diana. In her little world, she's looking out at the big ocean and the big world that's in front of her. The rest of her life. Don't you remember our parents or family always saying, you can do anything in your life that you want to do. The world is yours. Not that she thinks that. She can't even wrap her mind around that. It's just exciting to think about for them. We're going to put this about right here. And I do want this line straight right here. There we go. All right. Now the first thing we're going to do is to mat this to this double mat that I've already created. I just tried to bring out the colors. So you notice I have the dotted piece of cardstock and then a piece that has this color pink in it. Now what I want to do though is put this straight, and then I'm going to tilt this right here. So we're going to secure this down, and it's going to go about right here. And I realize that that's up, but that's okay because it's going to be flattened. And we want to make sure this edge is straight. There we go. All right. And then this, I wanted to tilt it a little bit. Look at the difference it makes. So here, everything's straight, but as soon as I turn that just a little bit, I think it adds to the entire spread and just gives it a fun, whimsical look. And of course, you have a little girl playing at the beach. There we go. All right, so let's get started on this cluster up here. We're going to put the journaling here. I got to see if that's straight, though. It looks a little off. So there's the 5. And there's the 5. It is straight. Boy, it just looks off. Okay. All right. So let's do this cluster up here. And this is the die circle that I cut out. And I'm going to stick it right under here. And it's going to come out over the photo up here just a little bit. So it's going to go like right here. All right. And then we're going to add this cute little beach house. Peel this off. All right, work with me now. All right, I'm going to stick this right here. And I want to put it about right here, I think. That'll be good. And we're going to add these stickers underneath. Well, they were stickers, and then I had to pull them up because I actually had to almost redo this layout because I was recording, but I wasn't recording. Have you ever been there? So we're going to lift this up. We had no AC in the house yesterday, and I was trying to film with my head all discombobulated because my mind was hot and sweaty, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So, oh my gosh. I thought I was recording. I wasn't recording. So then what I did was I go, okay, I am stopping. And I tried to unpeel everything and get it back to a point where I would be able to film this whole thing over again for all of you. And here we are today, because I didn't want you all to miss out on seeing how this came together. All right, we have these little sunglasses. Look like something a little girl would wear. Put those right there. And then I have, here we go. I put mini dimensionals on the back of this. I wanted to put a little bit on the bottom right of this photo, and it says Catching the Rays. And instead of putting it just on the photo, I'm going to come off a little bit. And I don't want, I pay attention to little things like that. I don't want it ending right on that line, right? If I'm going to put it over, it's going to come over a little bit into the yellow and not match a vertical line going down. All right, now we're going to put down this tag. Now this was a tag that came in the kit. I added this gold and white string. I think I bought it at Michael's, but I wanted a white around the edges of the tag. So I literally just, taped it, stuck it onto white cardstock and cut around it. So that's what we're using there. And I think it made a big difference because it made it pop a little more. To see how it stands up a lot better. All right, so we're going to put this right here. And you know how I'll use a glue dot, roll it in my fingers to make it narrow and stick it under the strings. And then we have this, it's a foam sticker. And I wanted to put this right on top of this tag. I love how that all comes together. So on page A, we have a cluster down here, right? So your eye is drawn up and down. Well, now we're going to work on where the journaling goes and then the cluster that we're going to put on. Now here, I want to go around the edge of this with some peacock feathers. And I use a Velcro dot to stick this right on the back. And we're going to put it right here. And open this up. We're going to go around the edges here. Just to add a little more color. And I'll read you the journaling. This was a mommy and daughter day at the beach. And Diana, I swear she'd be a mermaid if she could. She just loves, loves, loves the beach and the water, and they have a pool at their house, so she loves that too. She just loves everything about the water. And we're going to put this, I want to be able to add a sticker on the top, so we do need to move it down just a little bit. This is going to go right here. And I'm wondering, that will cut over it. So we're going to leave that just like that. And now we have this. This came in this, it was a packet of stickers actually. And you'll notice on page A, I cut off a little bit of this and it's on the other page. So we're going to put this right along the top. Right here. I want to still show the blue at the top edge of the journaling. I'm not real concerned. That doesn't match up perfectly. All right, so now we're going to start adding how we're doing this cluster down here. And I want to have palm trees coming up and over here. So I got to kind of set this up so that I can know what order to glue everything down, right? Now we have a circle up here, so I'm bringing one down here. We're going to stick it like right here. I think actually, we'll see. I may move that. And then we have this. This is a sticker, so I can put this down now. And I want it right here. Okay. And then I have these. Put that right there. All right, so we got to think on this. Oh, we may put that one upstairs. Did you hear me? I just said upstairs. Oh my gosh. Or there, we're going to look. The one way to figure it out is to take it away. And does it look like it's missing something when it's taken away? I think it does. So we are sticking that up there. Okay. And we're going to go a little bit over the circle right there. Now I have this other word phrase. And I put it on dimensionals. I'm going to put this on the bottom photo. And since this one is coming out past the cobalt blue zip strip, we're going to do the same with this one and put it right there. And then here is the word paradise. So I'm bringing a little bit of the green in. And we're going to put this along the bottom right there. Okay. Now we're going to finish sticking all this down. And I do have this seagull that I want to include. Let's get this out of the way. We may not add the seagull, but let's see where we want to put these palm trees. And this is going to go a little further under there. Come on now. First of all, we know this one is going to go right here. So I'm putting this one down. All right. So we know this one's going to go right here. Okay. There we go. We know that's going there. Where can we put this palm tree? Because I can't cut off my words. Or you could do like that. Move that up a bit. I kind of like that. Oh, y'all are looking at it going, what's she doing? What's she doing? I think, I wonder if I can still move this sticker. Let's get this. See, I shouldn't have laid it down. Oh, here it comes. Okay, let's see. Let's make sure I'm still centered. Nothing like watching a video and it's off a bit. Oh, Cattywonka. All right. I like a little more of the white showing down here. And I want a little bit of a tear right there. So we are going to readjust this. We may not add all this. We may just add this right here. And there I was talking about what if you have a circle, you need a circle. And what if I do that right there and not add the palm tree? Oh, put that palm tree right there. That's going there. Okay. That looks better. Right there. There we go. And then this is going here. Now we need to figure out, can I fit the bird? Let me just put that up there. And have it coming around. Is it too much? Oh, right, because it's still hot in here. Oh, moving this up there. Okay. There's still stick on my sticker. That's why. Put that right there. And put this right there. That's where that's going. Peeling this off. And then I have to decide about that seagull. Right at the edge there. Okay, do we need the seagull? Nope, blends in there. Nope. I may have to decide on the seagull. I'm going to set the seagull aside. I'm going to do the big reveal. I'm going to show page A, and we're going to decide where to put this seagull when we have both pages together. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Well, here we are at the big reveal moment. Remember, it's the Hip Kit Club Summer Sizzle. Are you excited to see how the two pages come together? I am. I love showing this part to you. So we have, oh, it's just all bright and happy. We have the first page. It says the happiest little mermaid. The whole goal was to bring out the colors of her swimsuit and just the fun, whimsical atmosphere and environment and how happy she was to be spending the day, beach day with Mom. And over here, I wanted to have some journaling. I wanted something right here. So I looked online and I found this poem that says, come to the beach where the ocean is blue and the little smooth waves come running to you. The sand starts tingling under your toes. You stand very still, and there the wave goes. We'll build a castle nearby the sea, relax and sunbathe, and trust me, you'll see. Lucy Burgess. So I love that poem, and I put it in this format so it ran vertically. Here is my first cluster over here, and what I tried to do was to create a little ocean scene because this is the water, and this was one full 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. And even though these are florals, it still looks like the fish are swimming through coral. And you notice I have the blues, I have the circles, and I added the string here that's on the tag on the other side. And then I wanted to show you this right here. And this was just a set of tags, but on the third one at the top, I put the dimensional tape underneath it. I did the title with the alpha stamps, and here's one of the seagulls. And then down here, I love this cluster. And so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pieces And really, they're all just squares and rectangles and circles, but it really brought out a lot of color. I love how that came together. So we have the seagull there. I have this seagull. I'm trying to figure out if I still want to add it onto the layout. And then we have the page that we created together. So we have Diana Rose looking over at the water. We have our second cluster really. And then our third one. I do love the way that came together. I like the tear right here. And then we have the journaling. So your eye is drawn from here and up and around, just like the movement of the ocean. I think I kind of had fun with it. I just put stuff everywhere. All right, so I'm going to read you the journaling while I'm trying to figure out where to put this seagull. And this was back in May 2024. It was the day at the beach with Mommy, and Diana Rose couldn't have been happier if she tried. When she goes near the water's edge, laughter seems to bubble up from her little belly, and the air is filled with the squeals of delight. She dances on the tips of her toes as the water tickles her feet and yells to Mommy, "Come play with me." I think if she could be a mermaid, she would be. She's our sweet little Diana Rose, and she brings such joy to our hearts watching her love of life. I love that journaling. I love taking the time to write the story. All right, so let's see. We could put the seagull up there like it's going after that flower. That might be a little too much on that page. We could put the seagull over here because it does go with that seagull. That looked like it's in her hand. We could put it right here above the water. That looks kind of cool. It's just along the top of the water. All right, that's where we're putting it. And we have to decide if we want this right here. All right, my friends, we are calling it a day. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you're liking the content. And I cannot wait to hear from you in the comments below. And until we meet again, God bless. Have an incredible day and stay crafty, my friends. Bye-bye.